As in almost every game, there is content that didn't make it into the final version of the game and was cut or has been changed. Smuggler's Run is no exception here. Some time ago I made a review of Smuggler's Run. Originally I wanted to include the cut content part, but I decided against it as this part would distract too much from the actual review and just go way beyond the scope. So yeah, that's why I made a separate video about it. I went through tons of old material on this game, and honestly, I came across some pretty interesting stuff. You'll find the sources for the content at the end of the video and in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The menu from the prototype version looks strikingly similar to the one in the final game. What's very interesting here are the background images, which are noticeably clearer. The font and overall structure of the main menu strongly resembles those of Midnight Club. However, the animated icons in the top left corner are missing in this version. The earlier versions, including prototypes, can most easily be distinguished from the final version by looking at the HUD elements. For example, the speedometer is more digital in appearance compared to the retail version. This was likely changed to make the speed and rev counter more visible. In the final version, the damage indicator was integrated into the rev counter, having originally been located in the top left corner. The digital rev counter remained in the game until July 2000 and was likely changed to the format we know today starting in August 2000. The fonts in the game were also adjusted. On the back of the retail version, you can even find a screenshot showing the old speedometer. The map from the prototype version looks really cool, but unfortunately you can't really make out the features, unlike in the final version of the game. In terms of gameplay, not much has changed. The only differences are in how objects are picked up and the colors of the pickups and checkpoints. Strangely, they were displayed on top of the vehicles, which looks kind of confusing to be honest, so I understand why they changed it in the final version. In one version there was even a finish line at the final checkpoint, similar to what you see in Midtown Madness. And in another, a very questionable audio file played when picking up items. I honestly have no idea what the guy's even saying.
Marvelous crash! Give me a CD video here.
A good example of altered content without even needing to search the internet can be found directly in the manual of the retail version. The vehicles shown in the vehicles section differ significantly from those in the final game. These images were likely created for illustrative purposes. However, on the Rockstar Games website you can find screenshots showing certain color schemes and vehicle parts, especially on the rally car, that also appear in the manual. This suggests that these versions of the vehicles must have existed in the game at some point during development. The buggy and massive truck, for example, feature a spoiler and roof-mounted headlights. These combinations of customizations are not selectable for this team. The team color for the Sierra Cartel is shown as red in the manual, whereas it appears as purple in the final version. Interestingly, in the prototype version, the massive truck for the Forgotten team has a spare tire mounted on the truck bed. A screenshot of this can actually be found on the back of the retail box, and gameplay footage from the prototype version confirms its presence. In the game's intro, there's also a short scene showing a yellow massive truck driving around with unidentifiable markings. Both the SUV and trophy truck are shown in the manual as part of the Forgotten team, once again featuring modifications that are not available to that team in the final version. The team's color in-game is red, not blue as depicted in the manual. Footage from an unknown event, likely the E3, shows the trophy truck in a somewhat bluish color tone. However, due to the low quality of the footage, it's difficult to discern. A notable difference in the rally car depicted in the manual is its front end. It features standard headlights complemented by additional rally lights mounted beneath the grille. Similar images can also be found on the Rockstar Games website. In contrast, the retail version of the car sports a completely different front design, suggesting that the in-game model was significantly altered. As for the military vehicle, the same logic applies. However, this specific skin doesn't appear at all in the final game. It's likely that the Crescent Moon emblem was removed and the skin repurposed into the army version. In addition to these, there are various screenshots from Rockstar and gaming magazines, showing vehicles with abstract paint jobs, such as an 8-ball, a Grim Reaper, and others like the ones shown here. This design also appears to be from an earlier version of the Border Patrol, since this vehicle shows up in early gameplay footage. Hidden within the game files are several unused vehicles, including a police car, a black sedan, and a stretch limo. These vehicles bear a strong resemblance to those from Midnight Club. Given the game's off-road setting, it's understandable why at least the police car wasn't included. After all, it wouldn't make much sense to see a squad car racing through forests or deserts. Regarding the changes to the game world, there are videos and images showing that the environment still appears quite desolate in terms of color scheme and design. Digging into the cut and changed content of Smuggler's Run was super interesting, especially the vehicles. I've always wondered why the cars in the manual look different from the ones in the actual game. And that curiosity really got me into exploring this stuff more deeply, and it was cool to finally get some answers. So, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and, well, see you soon.